We've got a lot more coming. But right now, you know what? When you hear that music, you know Lucchini's falling from the sky. And if you're tuned in right now to Sports Rap Live and you want to get free tickets to go see Camp Low at Numbers Saturday night, January 28th, the night before the H-Town Sneaker Summit, make sure you guys call in at 713-212-5790. I'm not even going to ask a trivia question. I'm going to take the first caller that calls in right now, and we're going to give you guys a pair of tickets. All you got to do is call into the Silverleaf Ghost Pepper hotline at 713-212-5790. We'll give away a pair of tickets right now. Right now. All right?
All right.
The phone lines are not lighting up yet.
It's because this game is just too tight.
I know.
They're too tight. I'm seeing all these 49er fans about to break something.
They should be doing it right with the TV on mute and Sports Rap Live on the audio.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way kind of like you're doing right now. That's right. That's right. Of course, you can catch us on Sports Talk 790 or the iHeartRadio app. If you haven't downloaded it, and down goes Alex Smith. Down goes
the satellite feed.
Somebody's going to be in a ditch. That's all I'm saying. If you've seen the commercial, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. First an eye patch.
I may or may not still have the game on my computer.
Somebody got picked up from
that we don't know about.
All right, there we go. We got the game back up, man. All of a sudden, all the eyes are on Sports Rap Live for about a half a second.
We had to keep the entertainment going.
For a half a second. Absolutely, absolutely. But if you guys want to get your tickets, Camp Low, of course, Uptown Saturday night, classic 90s hip-hop. They're going to be out there at Numbers. Props to Luna Face for bringing them out. And if you want to get your tickets, call in at 713-212-5790. But let's go back to the early game, Andrew. Some of the things that you saw, some of the weaknesses that you saw in the Patriots team that did punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. What do you think they're going to struggle with no matter who they face in the Super Bowl?
They still have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. I think during the regular season was maybe the worst or the second worst, and probably on a historically level bad. I mean, that entire secondary was exposed. I think if they play the Giants, I think Eli's going to pick them apart. I mean, look at the wide receivers.
Wow.
Mix, Manningham, Victor Cruz. Then they have Bear Pasco apparently today catching big passes. I mean, and they have, Jake Ballard. So I think that they're going to be able to just fling it all over the place against Patriots. Now, if it's the 49ers, it's going to be a different situation. They're going to have to key on Vernon Davis and really just try and contain him and more focus on the run. So I think that would be a team that the Patriots would rather face because they don't want to get in a shootout with another team. They'd rather be them to be the ones that's running up the score versus having to play that more defensive style they had to play today.
Now, today against the Ravens, it just seemed like their offense sputtered. It wasn't like the Ravens really stopped them. I mean, in the red zone, they did. In the red zone, hey, the Ravens played, like I said earlier, ageless. They played like the old Ravens defense, but
they weren't running like clockwork.
Yeah.
Like they took time for them to build plays. But also give a heads up to the Ravens D. I mean, they really stepped up when they needed to. I mean, they weren't really letting anything happen as far as letting them build momentum. It was a lot of third downs not being converted. And so, I mean, I think I got to tip my hat to the defense as well with the Ravens.
Also got to tip my hat to Joe Flacco. He really didn't play that bad of a game. He really didn't. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He made all the plays at the end of the game to keep his team in the game to get that final field goal. He probably could have got them a little bit better field position, but he didn't lose the game for his team. He played much better than he did against the Texans. That's mostly because the Texans are a much better defense than the Patriots, but he didn't do anything to where he should be considered, someone that was going to lose the game, whereas maybe people had thought that he might have been doing that going into the game after the comments from Ed Reed this week.
Well, do you think that's of course, you guys can hear it. We got a lot.
People are going crazy for this 49ers game.
We got a lot of Niners fans in the building here. I don't know where they all popped up.
I don't either.
But they're here at Junction Bar and Grill, that's for sure. I don't see a lot of Giants fans. Shout out to Premium Pete. I know Premium Pete up there in Brooklyn is sitting on the edge of his seat cheering for his Giants.
A lot of controversy right now in this certain play where I'm trying to figure out if the guy was down. I think it was on my Bradshaw if he was down or not.
Well, it's funny because I was just going to say, we got a winner. We got a winner. Hey, shout out to Joshua. He's a caller. He won the tickets. Joshua Cuellar. All right, Joshua. We will we'll definitely definitely hit you up after the show and get you these tickets for Camp Low. Thanks for tuning in, man. I know you're watching the end of this game right now. We're here locked in, watching the game. We're on the edge of our seats. It is the 2-minute warning. Man, I think this place is going to start Dougieing real soon.
Yeah.
It sounds like they are.
I'm happy we got rid of that whole 49ers thing. What was the We Fly High, We Ballin' thing, where they did the ballin' thing when they were on the road to the Super Bowl? I'm happy we got rid of that whole thing.
Yeah, you got to. You got to.
Who was the group that did that song?
Ballin'.
The Ballin'? Jim Jones. Yeah, I'm happy we got rid of him as a rapper, too. Yeah, I haven't heard him do anything either.
So high,
hey, speaking of rappers, we're going to push back. Of course, we started plugging it. But we're going to push back the first annual Sports Rap Live All-Star Rapper Draft to do our draft live from the H-Town Sneaker Summit next Sunday.
Exciting.
Yes. And what we're going to do is we're going to go round by round from some of the Sports Rap Live team here. We're going to draft our top 5 rappers with a bench player. You got to have somebody coming off the bench, and that can be dead or alive. And this was something that we came up with, you know what, in the off season when you can't get your fantasy football on, you got to get fantasy something on. And we're going to get our fantasy rapper draft.
I've been hearing some of the rappers and names guys have been throwing around, and all I got to say is Luis is not going to win. That's all I know is Luis is not going to win.
You calling Luis out already?
Dang.
I just don't know how. Like Bun was telling me, Bun and I were throwing around names, and Bun's like, "How are you going to score?" And so I'm thinking, like, hearing Luis's team on Thursday, I was like, I haven't heard of his team. How are they going to sell a record?
Dang.
Oh man.
You never know.
Man.
I don't know.
You never know. There might be a sleeper in that pick.
He might be the underground. You know, the kids like him in the hood. You know, one of those kind of reputations.
Yeah.
I want to be liked on Wall Street. I want to be liked in the marketplace.
Hey. You just can't use the B word anymore if that's the case.
Who's that?
Apparently Jay-Z came out and said that he is no longer going to use the B word.
What, Blue Ivy?
No.
I agree. That's a bad name for a kid.
No, the B.I. word. Jay-Z comes out and says he's not going to use that word anymore.
What is he doing? Is he like some sort of comedian where he's like, I've been to Africa and now I come back and I'm not going to use the N-word? You know, remember how that happened?
Yeah.
Who, Dave Chappelle?
No.
I was gonna say it was Pryor, but
Yeah.
When
Pryor came back and he's like, I went to Africa, I'm no longer using the N-word. What is this, like Jay-Z's now like, I had some come to Jesus, I had a little girl moment, and I'm no longer gonna use this B word?
I'll still take him.
I mean, hey, if he wants to clean it up, clean it up. I'm just wondering where this came from.
I'll take him on my squad. That's for
Go
sure.
ahead, man. Go
That's
ahead.
for sure. Well, that draft is going down next Sunday live from Reliance Center. Can't wait. Maybe we'll have some of those rappers in the building for the H-Town Sneaker Summit.
We could.
Yes, I can't wait. All right, well, hey, you know what, man? We're rolling to the top of the hour. We are under 2 minutes here on the game. The Giants are going to push the ball down the field. Ooh.
They apparently still have the ball.
They still have the ball.
Pretty controversial play, apparently, a minute ago.
Hey, well, you know what? The Giants' running game, they've really gotten going. They were rated last in the NFL, which is surprising. When you think New York Giants, what do you think? I mean,
ground and pound.
Of course, Eli has kind of stepped up into,
I think Cruz.
the conversation.
I think that pass game.
Yeah.
But their running game all of a sudden came alive a couple weeks ago, and has been running downhill ever since.
How are they worse than Cleveland? Cleveland was terrible this year.
I scratched my head when I heard that stat because you always think of the New York Giants.
Well, I know Bradshaw was hurt for a ding for part of the season, and Jacobs was frustrated, and he was dinged for part of the season too. They should never be last, though, with a combination like that, especially with an offensive line like that. They do so great in pass protection, but I guess the offensive line, as far as in run balance, I guess they don't have it. But
yeah, it was really surprising me when I heard that stat going into the playoffs. But you know what? They balanced it out tonight. They've definitely, that Bradshaw play that we just saw the replay of.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. The longest run for Bradshaw tonight is 9 yards, and the longest run for Jacobs is 5 yards.
And what's the total rushing?
57.
To who?
For the Giants.
No, I know. To what? For the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't know. That's definitely over 150.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty lopsided.
Okay.
No, Gore's been pushing him, man.
It just seems like every time I look up, I see Bradshaw getting tackled.
57 to 152.
Wow.
They've just been real bad at converting third downs. That's been their killer. Like, so far what I've seen, Gore's been able to kind of get it progressively going, but those
You want the third down conversions right now? How many third downs do you think the 49ers have converted
today? I would say 3.
You are 3 more than they do have. They have 0 for 10. They're 0 for 10 on third down tonight.
Wow. Who do you put that on?
That defense.
The defense, I mean, that's a pass rush coming against coming for you. I mean, and pretty much everyone knows they're going for Vernon Davis. They have no other really go-to guy on the short routes passing. If the run's coming, the run's coming. Now we just, bulk up for the run and get ready to cover Vernon Davis. The Giants, they're 7 for 18, which is pretty pathetic as well, but at least that's kind of bordering towards a third of the time. But
yeah,
0 for 10, that's bad. That's really bad.
That is bad.
That's been the killer for them right now.
That is going to be the killer. Well, the 49ers get the ball back. Let's see if Alex Smith has any magic left. Oh, no. Not really. Not in that throw. Not in that throw. That's for sure.
He's trying to plant a magic bean and get a beanstalk coming out of that ground on that pass.
Man. I think so. Well, hey, you know what? We've planted a magic bean on Sports Talk 790, and we are off and running. Of course, you guys heard us. Last week, we were live from the mothership there at the studios, the Bud Light Studios, but we are back on our home court, on our home field, where we feel like we have home field advantage, and that is Junction Bar and Grill. We're very happy to be out here. We want you guys to come join us. Hey, if you're somewhere else watching the game, you know what? Jump in your car. You might turn it on Sports Talk 790 and hear us live. So you're gonna bring it over here. You're gonna come right over here to Junction Bar and Grill and get all the post game for the second hour of the show, where we're going to get live feedback. We're going to get a lot of calls. People are going to start calling in. They're going to start wanting to talk about these games we've been looking at all day and talking about.
We're almost 2 minutes away. Maybe we have an overtime game for the NFC Championship, but we're getting very close to naming our Super Bowl teams.
I know I'm going to say we're probably going to get a lot of wise guys calls. Bunch of wise guys.
That could happen. That could happen.
I'm getting ready for that. They're very interesting.
Eddie DeBartolo Jr., who used to own the San Francisco 49ers, was the wise guy of wise guys, if you know what I mean. And of course, you got the New York Giants and Premium Pete and his whole posse up there in Brooklyn, Queens, New York City representing. The Giants get
a little
the ball
under
back.
90 seconds left for the Giants to do something here. I have a feeling they're gonna figure it out, though.
You think so, right here?
I think so.
All right, well, they're setting it up as they take the ball just inside the 20.
The perfect setup for Cruz.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's time for Victor Cruz.
Perfect setup as we go to the top of the hour.
If he scores a touchdown, I'm playing some salsa. I don't care what y'all say.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You're gonna
I might get something thrown at me, but I don't give a shit.
You're going to see
and we can get into the whole rematch.
Oh, we're gonna get into that and so much more in the second hour of Sport Drop Live. We're just trying to keep the show going here. We're locked into the game just like you are. And yeah, man, we're coming up on it. So we're gonna break for station identification, and we're gonna start this thing all over again. And we hope that you tune in right here on the iHeartRadio app and Sports Talk 790. We'll be right back here on Sports Rap Live. Yep, you heard him.